Hello, buddy. Sam here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about why you should be very, very careful when looking at graphs, looking at statistics, looking at anything that you find on maybe social media like Twitter, Reddit, and so on, especially in the investing world. I'm going to take an example here from an image here from CRISPR Investor. And of course, CRISPR Investor has been amazing, not just for this channel, but for the whole community, posting on Twitter, posting on YouTube. I believe he has his own YouTube channel as well, making videos on a weekly or monthly basis at this point. Those are amazing videos, well researched, and really respect CRISPR investors. But of course, he tweeted out this. I guess it was 2 days ago or yesterday, and the title of this image is very very interesting, and that's why I think there's a bigger theory here to be discussed. I think there's a bigger issue here that maybe we want to address in this channel, because I don't think we've ever have in our channel. So of course the topic here, the title here is assets to market cap, right? So what they did in the y-axis is he listed out every CRISPR company, and in the x-axis he listed out a ratio, right? And basically, if you focus on here over here in the blue sign blue, it says assets to market cap, and then the white zone or gray zone, whatever, it's percentage of market cap, not in assets, right? So, in simple terms, right, without going into the details, specific details here, in simple terms, it's basically you take one company, you look at their market cap, current market cap valuation on the stock market, and of course, then you look at their assets in the balance sheet, right? And this is how he was able to come up with these numbers. And obviously, the top one has the best assets to market, right? That means that company has, an X amount of money in the balance sheet, and their market cap valuation represents um, basically a lower number compared to that, right? So, which is what we see here on the screen here. For example, Graphite Bio is at the top of this list at 157.18%, right? So what does that mean? That means that Graphite Bio basically has over 157.18% of surplus when it comes to comparing the balance sheet cash and their stock market's valuation. And of course, if you go down the list here, you have Caribou at 57, you have Editas at 45, CRISPR at 39, Beam at 31, Verve at 29, and then NTLA at almost 21, right? And I think this is what I wanted to mention. And of course, CRISPR investors did mention to me that, he wasn't necessarily saying that it's a good or bad thing, but I do believe, it's a good idea for a video because it's a great lesson to be learned here. If you just look at this, imagine if you're coming into this space, you have no idea of CRISPR, right? You have no idea about the technology. You just look at this graph, right? Which obviously, someone may make the argument that you should never be investing in companies if you only look at one image. But just, for the sake of argument here, let's just say you're new in the space, you're looking at this, they're like, wow, Graphite Bio, this is pretty awesome. They're the company that has the most cash in the balance. They're so undervalued, right? You look at that, and then you'll see NTLA at the last. You're like, yeah, I don't know about that. Almost 21%. I mean, that's pretty bad. But in reality, someone may make the argument that this whole graph is basically misleading, right? Because Graphite Bio was able to get this much cash in the balance sheet only, and that is only because they were able to capitalize on diluting their stock in the stock market, right? In peak times, in the bull market, right? So what that means is in the bull market, this company and many others, right? All these companies actually, what they did is they sold their stock, they diluted their stock. Basically, they made their stock less valuable because they put it on the market so that they can raise cash from it, right? So we saw Verve do that in July 1st of this year. We saw NTLA did that many times in the past year. CRISPR Therapeutics have done as well. Every company has done this. Um, Basically it's raising cash, right? It's actually smart in a sense. If you think your stock is overvalued, you might as well sell some stock of your company, dilute it so they can get some cash, put it in your cash balance, and so in rainy days you can have some cash there, or you can invest in R&D and so on, which is what all these companies did. But again, if you only look at this graph, it is really misleading. And that's what I want to, get to you guys. Always be careful what type of information you're trying to digest there. Like even the worst company in this space, in Graphite Bio in this case, may be looking good in a image or two. Never forget this, right? Even the worst company in this CRISPR landscape could be looked good just by making sense out of things, right? And I think there's a philosophy thing. I forgot about this in logical reasoning that, there's a fallacy that, you're trying to make something, you're trying to basically approve whatever you're thinking by finding niche arguments to basically support that thinking, right? As opposed to like looking at the broad scheme of things and not being biased and just being open-minded and looking at different sources of information and trying to get that information. And I'm not saying this image or CRISPR investors was trying to do that. That's not my point here. The point is that you gotta be careful, guys. You gotta be careful. You gotta do your own research. You gotta be really, really like not just careful, but really patient with the way you research, right? Don't be lazy. Don't just look at one image. Don't look at just one tweet or one article. It'll be a shame if someone just takes a look at this type of graph and starts thinking Graphite Bio is the best CRISPR company. It's completely ludicrous to even think that, right? And I think CRISPR investors and everybody in this space would agree with me on that statement, right? So it is what it is. I will end this video like this. Wanted to make a quick video on this beautiful Sunday here. Actually in Toronto right now. I am back in Toronto, of course. It's quite rainy here, so hopefully we'll be getting some sunshine during this week. It was quite a hectic week for me, but we were able to push out and pump out some content here for you guys. So hopefully you guys appreciated last week. But this week, of course, we're back in our regular schedule. So expect some daily videos here and there. Got some good things coming for you guys. So hopefully you guys keep liking, of course, keep subscribing. And of course, if you have any questions, feedback, comments, input, leave me in the comments below, guys. I read and respond to every single comment. Thank you so much for watching and have a beautiful Sunday.